Welcome back for part 7 of the Dungeons & Dragons Icewind Dale Rime of the Frostmaiden book series. This video will continue covering the places of interest. There are 13 places of interest altogether, and this video will cover the last 6. The first we'll look at here is Carcoloc. The players may have learned of this location from either a tall tale, from being hired to kill the goblin chief, from following a goblin war wagon, or from a shield guardian's amulet, which can lead them here. So several possibilities. Carcoloc is a goblin fort. From here they launch raids on nearby caravans. A rock gnome is the leader of the group, and how he got to be leader is a good story. As he traveled through the mountains in a caravan, the goblins triggered an avalanche and captured his friends. The gnome Spellix was overlooked and followed the goblins back to their caves. Spellix was able to make a costume and appears as a half-metal goblin. He infiltrated the lair, and by using silent image spells, he conceals the imperfections of his disguise. Spellix has since helped the goblins. Later, the goblin leader died from choking on a goat tongue, and Spellix took over. The gnome, now known as Yarbnock, his new goblin name, drew up plans for a new goblin home, and the fortress was built. Soon after, the endless winter arrived. Times are now tough, and the goblins are starting to suspect that something isn't right about their new chief. Spellix, or Yarbnock, whichever name you like, was about to leave the goblins and move to one of the towns when his luck changed. The goblins found a metallic, egg-shaped crate. It was ejected from a lithid spaceship before it crashed. He's now obsessed with getting it open. Deep tracks from goblin wagons betray any attempt to hide the location of their home, so it will be easy to find. They enjoy keeping prisoners in cages until they freeze, and then eating them. If the party comes here negotiating a peace treaty, which is a quest assigned from a town, they will be allowed to enter and see the chief. Two things could happen from here. Yarbnock will sign a peace treaty and allow the players to leave, or he'll try to leave with them. If this happens, the goblins will think it's an abduction of their chief and attack. The Goblin Fork contains watchtowers, a main gate, courtyard, archer platforms, and more, so it's well guarded. Goblins, wargs, and polar bears can be found inside. Spellix may reveal his identity to the party if they're not in the company of goblins. The party may turn him over to the goblins, or they may all work together and pretend Spellix is a hostage and all escape. The egg-shaped item in his quarters can be opened with a knock spell. If it's opened, a gibbering mouther spills out and attacks everyone. Next year we have the Lost Spire of Netherreal. The characters could learn of this location from a tall tale, or from the hunt for the Red Yeti quest. The spire is a broken off piece of the city Ithrin, as it fell from the sky 2,000 years ago. More of this city will be seen later. The Netherese wizard who lived here didn't survive, but his shield guardian did. The guardian dug his way out, later shut down, and was found by a group of goblins. You heard about them previously. Most of the spire is underground, and it's also upside down. So moving through what's left of this structure won't be easy. The areas are still illuminated by magic lights, and rope will be needed to safely move from level to level. Players can find some useful information in rooms like the library. There's a book describing the lost Netherese Empire, another book describing the creation of Mythlars, which the party will need to find one of further along. They'll also find a potion storage room, a laboratory, and much more. The simulacrum of a dead wizard will be found here. The wizard was the one burned to death in one of the towns for murdering citizens. If the players saw the execution, they will recognize him. The simulacrum will be honest about what he is and tells the players of a room below which can transform him into a flesh and blood person. The simulacrum needs the players' help to do this, so he'll give them anything in exchange for assistance. This includes the amulet in the room which controls the shield guardian. The players can use a rune device to attempt to make the simulacrum real, or it may destroy him. There's a chance for both outcomes, and more happening than this when the dice are rolled. If the chamber does work and it makes the simulacrum real, he will thank the players, tell them about the other members of the Arcane Brotherhood, and leave. Other inhabitants include a basilisk and a will-o-wisp. On the way out, some bugbears will be encountered. Next here, we have the Reggaed Tribe Camp. The party may find one of these camps by listening to a tall tale, or they may be led here by Reggaed scouts. There are actually many camps like this one across Icewind Dale. The groups follow reindeer or other food sources so they don't stay long in one location. A chieftain, a shaman, warriors, and dogs can be found in each camp. 4 tribes of Reggaed exist, but they don't commingle unless it's necessary. They live a nomadic lifestyle and follow animal migrations. Detailed information and tribal leaders are given in the back of the book. Next here we have Revels End. Revels End is a remote prison holding many of the most dangerous criminals which can be found. The prison is carved from a rock and sits on the coast of the Sea of Moving Ice. The prison can be approached by land, sea, or air. The players could be lured here by a tall tale from town or looking to book passage on a ship. The prison is well lit and magically heated. Around 75 guards work here, and about 25 of them are on duty at any one time. The others will be resting after their shift. The players can enter the prison and may be allowed to stay for up to 2 days if they have good reason, like avoiding bad weather. The players may find the pier, an elevator, guard rooms, a hospital, stables, mess hall, armory, prison cells, and more. Just what you would expect to find at a prison. Next here we have Sky Tower Shelter. Sky Tower Shelter is one of 2 Goliath settlements. Wormdoom Crag is the second. The players may visit here to settle a dispute between the clans or hear of it in a tall tale. The Goliaths here enjoy competition and griffin taming, but dislike strangers. Griffins are in the air always circling above, watching for strangers, so surprise will be very difficult. If a Goliath character is with the party, they will be welcomed. Otherwise, they'll be told to leave. If asked what he wants, the chief will say he wants the cloak of the rival chieftain. This could only be done by killing the chieftain or taking it by force. Note there is an alternative. The chief has a blind mother, and if her sight can be restored, she will convince the chief to listen to the opposing chief, who they're at war with, and hear peace negotiations. If the 2 chiefs are brought together, the players must come up with one of these possible solutions. Convince the chiefs to unite against a common foe, sounds like a good one. Convince one chief that being the first to accept responsibility for a misunderstanding demonstrates strength. Or 3, they turn the negotiation into an endurance event and let it go on for days. Let them compete. Remember, they do enjoy competition. Next here we have Wormdoom Crag. This is the other Goliath settlement. One noticeable thing to see as the camp is entered are the bones of a white dragon that once challenged the Goliaths and obviously underestimated them. The players could be drawn here by a tall tale, a quest to retrieve some white dragon bones, 3, a player who is a Goliath returning home, or even 4, they're trying to end the feud between the 2 clans. That's probably the most likely one. This clan is willing to share their home to visitors, unlike the Sky Tower clan. They will share food and shelter for news of the outside world, since they do enjoy hearing stories. The players can even learn to play Goatball, that's right, Goatball, and challenge a few Goliaths to a match. The players can find a wounded Carcoloc here, and if they heal its broken wing, the chief here will be thankful and will agree to meet with the chief of the other clan. This ends the places of interest section. As you can see, there are plenty of places to visit, and if you add these to the wilderness encounters and random encounters, it'll be more than enough to keep the players busy. I hope you enjoyed this video. Good luck and good gaming.